Perek Yud Ches, Pasuk Yud Zayin. So Yisro was coming out to the desert with Moshe's wife and his two children. Now, the obvious question is, why are they coming from Midian? Initially, we read that when Moshe, after the burning bush, he had gone with his wife back to Egypt, and the whole story, that because he delayed circumcising his child, he was nearly killed. And his wife, Tzipporah, intervened immediately. She circumcised their newborn, and his life was saved. So evidently, Tzipporah and the children are in Egypt. And now, we read here, they're in Midian, and Yisro, his father, is coming back with his wife and children. So Rashi cites Chazal that when Moshe was going to Egypt, who did he meet in the desert? He met Aaron, his brother. Because Hashem had said to Moshe, your brother will meet you in the desert, v'yotza v'somach b'libo. And he will come out and have joy in his heart. When he hears that you're the Redeemer, he'll have joy in his heart. So when Aaron sees Moshe and this woman and these two children, he says, who are they? He says, it's my wife and my two children. So Aaron says to Moshe, I mean, we don't have enough Jews in bondage. We don't have enough Jews in Egypt. What are you bringing, your wife and two more children, to Egypt? Send them back. Let them not come to Egypt. So Moshe understood what his brothers had said, and he took his advice very seriously, and he sent Tzipporah back with the two children back to Midian. Now, after all that had transpired, Yisro was coming post Kriyas Yamsuf, post Milchemes HaMolek, post the Anei HaKavod, which Jews are already beneficiaries of, the clouds of glory, the manna, and they're coming to become part of the Jewish people, to re-engage. It's something unbelievable. So firstly, why did Aaron advise Moshe that his wife and children should not come? We discussed, what does Egypt represent? For instance, the Levium, they were in Egypt. The Levium, the Levites did not become idolaters. But nevertheless, they were exposed to that environment, which was the unadulterated level of evil. And they were exposed to that. And they also had to witness and see Hashem's strong outstretched arm through the 10 Makos, the Kriyas Yamsuf, and everything that followed. Aaron says, we have enough Jews have been impacted and affected negatively by the impurity of Egypt. It's not a good idea they should come, that they should be actually impacted negatively by whatever that is. It may be not obvious, but on a subliminal level, they are affected. Moshe heard his advice well, sent them back. But let's understand what they were denied. God performed 10 plagues. Hashem never went public, ever in the history of existence, as he went in Egypt. Moshe's wife and children were denied the exposure to those 10 plagues. The Malchus Bechoros, being involved in eating the Korban Pesach, the Paschal lamb, at the time of the 10th plague. Borrowing the vessels, being pursued to the Yam Suf, entering into the Yam Suf and witnessing 250 miracles. A level of Shekhinah that Yechezkel Novi never merited to see. The maidservant had seen something Yechezkel. All this was denied to Tzipporah, the wife of Moshe, and the children, because it's not worth it to be exposed for the sake of seeing whatever you will see. That's how negative, and Moshe understood what he was going to do there. he was going to perform miracles. His wife is going to be denied all this and his children. They will not witness this. Does make a difference. You know, there's an expression, why fix it? It's not broken. The Jews are there, they need this upgrade, so to say, or they need this rehabilitation. They need this expungement of evil because they've been impacted by evil. Your wife and children, never that, they shouldn't go there. But factually speaking, Tzipporah and his children never witnessed the plagues and did not witness Kriyas Yamsuf. There's an argument in the Midrash, I think Alan mentioned the other day, whether Yisro came pre-Sinai or post-Sinai. So he came pre-Sinai, you say, okay, you missed Egypt, you missed the 10 plagues, you missed Kriyas Yamsuf. Initially, you weren't there to be a beneficiary of the Mun, the wellspring, fine. But you know what it means to miss Kriyas, to miss Kabbalah Satorah? According to Rabbi Yehuda, he's the opinion, Yisro, this event here happened after Kriyas, after Kabbalah Satorah. The mount quaking, Hashem speaking to every Jew at Sinai. Tzipporah and his children were denied that. The Gemara says in Ksubah cites a verse that even the fetuses in utero of their mothers, when they said Shira, even they said Shira. You know, in utero, the child is a fully functioning spiritual, intellectual being. This is when the Malach teaches the child all the Torah. When they were exposed to the Shira, when Moshe sang the song, the level of Kedusha was that level that even the fetus in utero also said Shira. Quotes a pasuk. Tzipporah's children, although the children were not newborn, doesn't make a difference. That child would say Shira at that level, despite the lack of development physically and intellectually, because at the time they're spiritual beings. All that was worthwhile to be denied that, to miss that, for the sake of not being exposed to the evil and the impurity of Egypt.